Okay. And by the way, if you are tuning in just now, hello. My name's Kenny Glick, and we are broadcasting now on YouTube as well as the Hit the Bid website. The Dungeon, the only thing missing out today is the TikTok, but the TikTokers hopefully are all here in the dungeon. And speaking of the dungeon, and speaking of my friends on TikTok, I hate the fact that I don't have the energy to get on TikTok right now and do my whole thing. I know consistency is what drives traffic. And I just want to say thanks for everybody that's taken the extra step that you proved to me that this can be done. My goal for 2026 is literally to take over TikTok. As I continue to throw out the challenge, I think Solid and I could go up against any two traders on the planet. Um, I don't think we could ever be beat. Maybe because somebody could compare to us, but just even not monetarily, right? Because the conversation of monetary gains, that's relative. If I have a $20 million account, I could throw around enough cash, and at the end of the day, I'll make more money than you, even if I don't trade as well as you do. That's why when I throw out trading contests, I want to make it where it's almost like I just want to see if anybody could even out idea us, because we throw out dozens of ideas a day with the parameters, and the trades tend to work. Our commentary has been pretty good, and then I'm trying to get away from commentary because, for instance, if I'm not in a mood, again, you shouldn't trade on mood. But right now, the reason I'm saying is Friday I had one of the worst days trading ever because I shouldn't have been up. I pulled myself out of bed. I'm pretty sick right now. My wife's sick. I haven't been sick in, I can't tell you, I haven't been sick in 5 years. I am not well. I feel like I got into a fight. I've been coughing so much. My ribs are broken. I can't even reach back. My eyes are all glazy. I was on all kinds of drugs on Friday and I tried to trade and I lost money. What did I expect? What did I expect to have happen? And then I completely lost my discipline. I pretty much thought I pretty much hallucinated. I thought I exited a position, and then I looked and I was not just not out of the position, I was in twice as much as I was in originally. So what apparently I did was where I thought I sold something, I had bought more, and then I didn't even check. And next thing you know, I'm down 2 grand, and nothing makes you sicker than losing money doing something irresponsible. And right now, I don't mean to chew in your face, but hey, this is my life. So give me a second, and we're going to talk a little bit about how awesome today was and what I think we're going to be doing for the rest of the year, if not for the rest of our lives. Hey, can you make me a tea? Are you all right? Yeah, give me the blueberry one. Sure. Okay. I know. Why? I know. I know. For me, it's my back shoulder. All right. All right. Now let's see if we're up and running. Hello, Internet. Let's check this feed out. I think it's just me today. Okay. So much to talk about. So I'm going to be talking really slow because I don't feel so well. I'm pretty sick still. I must have this flu bug that's went around. I have not been sick in probably 5 or 6 years. My wife's pretty sick. We both feel like we were mugged and somebody kicked us in the ribs. Um, Also, first point I want to get to is don't trade when you're sick. You're not thinking clearly. This is a very hard thing that we're doing here as traders. And if you're not completely on point, you're going to make mistakes to the point where I think you please, and I'm really not hallucinating. I mean, I'm not kidding. I definitely hallucinated on Friday. Too many drugs in me. I was taking a cocktail of all kinds of shit. And I put a trade on. I thought I'd got out and actually doubled my position. And then I wasn't paying attention. And I looked over and I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? So my P&L was moving down and I didn't even know I had a position on. And it got real ugly. So, oh, speaking of the Ravens, you guys, I don't know if you guys watched me on Twitter yesterday. Did I tell you? So, I also believe we're in the Matrix. And yesterday's game, I don't really need any more proof that we are in some sort of simulated reality. So, every time the Ravens would score, I would bet a couple of $100 against them because I knew they were going to lose because they're the most pathetic football team. And they're worse. They're worse than the Jets. They're worse than the Giants because the Ravens pretend that they're actually a good team when you know they suck and Lamar's a loser and Harbaugh's a loser and their franchise is a losing franchise. I know they won a couple of Super Bowls, but they're a losing franchise. But they have a way of making it hurt as much as humanly possible. And the reason I'm bringing this up, not only did I win some good money last night, right? Is that when you have something that works, like me betting against the Jets for the last 30 years, and you came out ahead again. When you have something that works, for instance, this VWAP trade, the faux show bro, the blow off top, and just navigating the market as well as we do, it's because we know what works and we stick to it. Why did I lose money on Friday? Well, I went off the tracks, I went off the rails literally, and I lost discipline. discipline, patience, and a trade that works. That's how you stay well. But going back, I know you're not going to believe this part of the story, right? So watching this game yesterday, my son, who couldn't take the pain of being a Jets fan, became a Ravens fan because he jumped on the bandwagon and he liked Lamar and I was like, "You're gonna regret this, son." And I was like, "The pain that you're feeling as a Jets fan, it's good pain because inevitably one day when you win, it'll feel that much better." And he couldn't take it, so he jumped ship. And I was like, "You know what? You're probably better off." But now he's rooting for the worst team there is I think the Ravens are the worst team in the NFL. There isn't even a comparison because they're pretenders, they're fakers, and they make the pain. Like, I don't care when the Jets lose. You know they're going to lose. And I make money. I bet against them. It's not as fun when you have to lay out $330. Once that's 500 to let win 100, I didn't even bet against them, but you could pick the spread. Anyway, every time they scored, I still knew they were going to lose that game, to the point where I said, what's going to happen here at the end of the game, son, is Pittsburgh's going to miss the extra point on this touchdown, and the Ravens are going to have a chance to win the game with a game-winning field goal, but they don't have that kicker that used to win the games for them. And I was like, it's going to come down to a missed field goal. So they're going to bring it. They're going to get to the point where they're going to give you the most hope ever, and they're still going to lose. And when that happened the way it did, I'm a little freaked out. And I made some pretty good money. I'm a little freaked out about that game yesterday, how I predicted everything, and then it all happened. I missed the missed extra point and the Ravens missed field goal, because the Ravens are an exquisite. They make the pain of sports, they take it to a whole different level. They make it hurt as much as possible. And that is trading this market on the short side right now. You might want to believe that there's a chance the market's going to go down. You're wrong. You think you can make money shorting because it works every once in a while, but it's kind of pointless. So fast forward to today or last night, or now that America is the imperialistic nation that I've always wished that we would be. And I don't know how you feel about this situation. I don't want to get into a political diatribe with you, but I am so pro what we did. I'm for world domination. I want America's slogan to be, "We're America. What the fuck are you going to do about it?" And that's where I've wanted us to be for the last 30 years since 9/11. I think we should have taken over the whole Middle East and bombed them all to hell and taken them all over, and I hope that's where we're going with this. But I don't want to talk about that right now. I want to talk about trading and living in the moment and understanding this trade and how well it works, and trying to appreciate who you are and what you're trying to accomplish here with us on a daily basis. My YouTube friends, my TikTok friends, my Raging Bull friends, anybody that's known me over the last 20 or 30 years. And, when I'm sick, I'm not a good sick person. I always think I'm dying. I got Ebola. I got every disease there is. I'm never going to get well. And it gives me a moment to reflect on all the good that we have in our lives and how to appreciate this stuff. You got to appreciate every day that we're alive. We got to appreciate your family, your friends, and everything that you have good going for you. You cannot take this trading and let it don't ever let it affect you emotionally, because your emotions will make you get physically ill. And this job, what we do here, can literally physically hurt you, because the emotional stress that it causes, it eventually becomes physical pain. But if you look at it through the eyes of, we're having fun, right? And I'll go back to this whole moment in time that we're living right here. Look at it as a joke. Look at it as if we are some reality TV show that the aliens have created, and try to have fun with it. Because man, if you're taking any of this too serious, you're never gonna be happy. I had a revelation yesterday, and again, I'm a weird guy. I do think America should be like the Roman Empire. That's just my attitude. I don't mind taking over other countries and doing what we want. Right? We should have taken over Japan and Germany after World War II. Those countries should be ours. We should be world dominating. The sun should never set on the American Empire, just like the British Empire. We should be doing that. But let's focus on what we're doing today, right? Let's focus on what's happening here. We're in a bull market, right? Are we? Does it matter? Yeah, most stocks seem to be going up almost all the time. Do you think the market's going to crash? It's irrelevant. Do you know what's going to happen tomorrow? Who cares? What we try to do on a daily basis here is take trades where there's limited risk and decent reward. Limited risk for a medium reward, limited risk for a large reward, and limited risk for massive rewards. Because the reward is the unknown. The risk is known. You get it? So when you place a trade, no matter what it is, it doesn't even matter if the company exists, because some of these stocks that we traded today, and the running joke today is we traded SIDU. I don't know what they do. For all I know is the name of the company is Sid Us Space Incorporated. Some guy named Sid and his friends, Sid and Us, they're big Star Trek fans. And they started a company that makes facsimile phasers from the original series. And they named the company Sid Us Space Incorporated. Right? Tell me that's not what they do. That's the point. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. So your attitude, right, when you trade, and I'm trying to get this through to you for 2026, stop caring. You guys watch Maverick? I watched about, I think I watched about 22 movies over the last 5 days. I watched every mob documentary there is. I watched Maverick again. I watched Trading Places again. I watched Goodfellas again. I watched Godfather. What else I watched? Oh, I watched Ford versus Ferrari, which if you haven't seen, I watched that again. Basically sitting on my couch, either asleep or watching a movie. Good morning. So when you come in to our chat room every day, right? What's your goal? Your goal is to make money every day, right? I treat this as a job, right? My job. Now I have 2 jobs. I have, 1.5 jobs. I want to trade to make money, and I want to teach people how to trade to make money, because that's what you're paying me to do. And I don't mind if I don't do part 1, because the QQQ, my family owns it, and I'm pretty certain 3 years from now, the Qs are going to be able to pay for anything I need to live off. So I'm good. So if I told you right now, I'm never placing a trade ever again in my life, would that upset you in any way? It shouldn't. It actually should make you feel better about what I'm trying to do, because you know that my only interests are to help you. And that is my only reason to be here, is I want to do my job as best as possible. And how do I do that job? Not having any vested interest in any of these names and not putting on any trades myself. And that's where I'm at. And I'm okay with it. It's taken me a long time to get to this point. And like I said, I've been sick, sitting on the couch for 3 days, having revelations. I think I'm going to do a lot less trading on my own this year, right? Because I don't have to. And I don't want to be distracted. I don't want to have a day like I had on Friday, first of all. And also, I can't answer questions. I don't want to talk my own book, as they're called, as you say, right? And I certainly don't want to give you an opinion based on something that I own or that I want to have happen. I don't want that to be distracted. I want to be unbiased across the board at all times. And there used to be this camp where they say, if you don't have any skin in the game, then why should I trust you? It's completely irresponsible. That's a completely most irresponsible statement ever. Nobody ever asked that for the stockbroker. Nobody ever asked that for the financial advisor. So now I am your intraday financial advisor, here to help and answer questions and point you in the directions of making money. So we had a couple of things. Hey, man, I didn't hear you make any calls today. What gives? There are so many calls during the day that you might miss them, right? Because if you're just joining me for the first time, and I know a lot of people have just joined over the last couple of weeks, you do not want to wait for me to put a trade on, for you to put a trade on. What you want to do is understand the market mechanics of a trade that I have developed that works really well. And then when you see something that looks like that, ask me, hey, is that faux show bro VWAP break that you love so much? As somebody said on Sid U, and I said yes. And they bought the stock at $4.19, and then it went to $4.70, and they made themselves $1,000. Was I in this trade? No. And then somebody said, hey, what about QBTS? What do you think about that? I'm like, whoa, I really like this because it just pulled back the VWAP and held it 3 times. And if it breaks 29.28, buy it. And you're only risking 50 cents. And then the stock went from 29.28 to 31.20. Am I in this trade? Absolutely not. And then somebody said, hey, what do you think about this MDLN? I was like, ooh, that looks like a pretty good setup because it had a little faux show bro and a fail, and now it's consolidated at a higher level. If it breaks VWAP, chances are it's going to be a pretty good trade. Was that right? 39.75 got you up to 40 and change. Somebody made money there. Was I in this trade? Nope. And of course, the swing trade that I've been talking about for the last 6 months. You got to buy VICR. You got to buy VICR. You got to buy VICR because an analyst, one of the only analysts that I trust in the business, told me that this company has a large stake in another company that's going to come out probably in 2026 or 2027 that has a chip that's supposed to be bigger, faster, stronger than NVIDIA's chip. And I said, I don't give a shit about what they got. That's an amazing chart pattern. I'm in. And I bought the stock because of the chart pattern, and now look where the stock is. Am I still in it? Absolutely not, because I don't like owning stocks. My point is, my friends, I make the show about me and Solid, but it's definitely not about me and Solid. It's about you. It's about you and how you're going to do this year and how you're going to take the knowledge that Solid and I have and bring that into your own trading. So on a day like today, and well, first of all, let me address, did anybody think the market was going to go down because we have now become an imperialistic nation that have taken over another country and dethroned their leader and took him captive? Did anybody think that would be bearish for the market? Well, you were wrong again. There is nothing bearish about conquest. But let's stay focused now. Let's go back to the premise, right? The idea of what we do here on a daily basis. And I just want to say thank you for being here every day. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for giving me purpose. Because I've had a long life. I've had a long career. And I'd like to retire one day. And some skeptics will say, well, if you're so good at this, why would you ever stop? You got to retire sometime, right? I'm good. I'm good. My purpose in life now, I'm a very lucky man. I got gas in the tank. I got money in the bank. I got news for you, honey. You're looking at the man. I've won. Quitting while you're ahead isn't quitting. And if you know me, you know I'm sitting on a hoard of silver, right? Right? Have you seen my YouTube videos over the last 12 years pouring the silver coins on my bare chest for the gay guy? There was a guy, he used to do a show. He was called himself the silver gay guy or silver gay dude. So I used to do these videos because he'd get a kick out of it. He finds me sexy. I don't mind. Hey, gay guy thinks I'm sexy. It's flattering. So I used to pour silver coins over my chest for this guy. He used to get a laugh out of it. All right, take that commentary any way you want. But I've been buying silver since $18 an ounce. I ain't no Johnny come lately talking about it now that everybody's talking about it. And what did I say? 50 will get you 80. And I said, if we can break silver and we can break the 50 barrier, we're going to go to 80 we're going to make up for 20 years of waiting in a couple of months. Did it happen? Yes, it did. And what do I think is going to happen with silver now? We're going to consolidate up here, and we're going to 120 and 250. I'm good. So my pop's 80 years old, still rocking the Qs. His idiot son owns a bunch of silver and real estate. The Glicks are okay. So now I show up each morning, and I'm going to try to guide you into the wonderful world of trading on a daily basis. And I'm going to try to keep you focused. And that's the hard part because there's so much greatness going on. There's so many opportunities, not on a daily, not just on the, day to day, week to week, month to month, because it's the bear market. Intraday, there is so much going on like never before in the history of the stock market. And your job is to pick the stock that you feel comfortable trading, right? And I'm talking about price. So I'm going to give you an example, like VICR. We all love the stock because we're up 300% on it. But you know what? It's a very difficult stock to trade intraday. Big spread, lack of volume. Do we ever day trade it? No. Doesn't make it a bad stock. Obviously, most of my members are in this thing from $58. And I implored them, you sell some on the numbers, sell some on that first pop. When you made 100% on a stock, you sell some and now you can't lose. And I certainly do think this stock is going to 250. But again, that's just part of what we're doing. I've been in the business for 35 years. You don't think I could find a couple of swing trades and some good investments? Right? I've been talking about the Q since $38 a share if you've been with me. Right? But if you're getting into this trading game right now, and that's what it is, it's a game. Solid and I have the rule book to keep you in the game. And the longer you stay in the game, opportunity will find you. So when that opportunity shows up and you're prepared for it, you create your own luck, as the saying goes. So, man, when you walked in today, man, you probably thought, wow, I don't know what you thought. Maybe you thought the market would be down because we're an imperialistic nation and Trump bad and this not good. Look where the Dow Jones is. We're going to be up 1,000 points. You know why? Because people that were short are getting crushed. And that's the name of the game. And that will continue to be the name of the game. And that's why this market has a very hard time going down, because shorters, again, I'm almost not even considering myself a shorter anymore. The shorters are getting punished on the daily. And I had a really good 3 weeks when the market showed some volatility. No doubt my best 3 weeks of the year were the end of November and the first 2 weeks of December. I had a 30 grand run there for those 3 weeks. 10 grand a week I did. Haven't had a nice run like that in a while. Crushing it, no doubt. Because the market was perfectly volatile, what I like, not having to be miserable about stocks going up after I sell them, knowing that I could short something and then cover and go long, and then possibly go short on the same stock that I was just long. I love that environment. And knowing the environment's a big thing, but knowing this trade, my friends, and getting ready in the next couple of days, because we got earnings season starting on January 8th with Delta Airlines. Strap in and get to know what this is all about. And please join us Friday night at 5 p.m. Our corporate overlords at Stock Market Media and Stock Market TV. We're going to do a little powwow, get to know everybody kind of thing. I'll be there on Friday, and then Saturday morning, please sign up. We'll be doing that. But my goal now, right? And I only have the one goal. I want to make people not just money. I want to make you wealthy. And wealth is not created in a day. Learn these intraday setups and see how they transcend the entire market. So if you could conquer the day, then you could conquer the week. If you can conquer the week, you could conquer the month, you can conquer the year, you could conquer your life. And you'll be in the right place at the right time. And don't lose the discipline. So I don't want to throw one of my new guys under the bus, but he says, hey, man, I'm stuck in this stock. I don't want to hear that going into 2026. Nobody's stuck in anything, right? That phrase has caused me so much pain and anguish. I can't even explain it because I feel like here's the one I'm in, right? NAVN. IPO. Didn't even know I owned it. Very irresponsible of me. I don't know if you know this or not, but Robinhood and a company called Public now you can get IPOs. So I got the IPO. I got, what was the IPO I got? That was good. FIGR, that one worked out. Then I got a little piece of CLAR. That one worked out. So I got an email. Hey, would you like a part of NAVN? I was like, yeah, sure. Why not? So I put in for the NAVN IPO. And of course I got it. And this one I got more than the other ones at $25. And the stock opens up at 22 and a quarter, 22.75. Never even open. I don't think I've seen an IPO open below the IPO price in 30 years. Bad luck. I didn't even know I owned it until 4 days later. And I was like, oh, well, this is how traders blow up. But this is the kind of trade where, like I said, traders blow up. I got 250 shares. Yeah, it's no fun losing money. But with 250 shares, again, I bought another after the earnings came out. I bought another 500. I could have got this whole damn position break even, and then I got greedy, and I thought we were about to blast off, and I'm still in it. What's my point on telling you that story right there? In a bull market, right, you could do some irresponsible stuff and kind of get away with it. The idea of dollar cost averaging, and I was having this conversation with another trader when they talk about they want to know the difference between dollar cost averaging and adding to a losing position, right? As a day trader, you don't have the time to add, right? Let me stop right there. As a day trader, you're supposed to go to cash at the end of the day. So that's your time limit. So you don't got time to dollar cost average because you only have today. If you're a long-term investor like my dad, who believed in Cisco and the stock went against him, he's like, I'm going to buy more. I believe. And it kept going down. He's like, I believe I'm going to buy more because he had all the time in the world. He was prepared to wait, and he waited 18 years and turned that Cisco position into a monster win. We can't do that as day traders. So that's where the discipline comes in. We have trades that work all the time. So when you have the trade that doesn't work, and that's why I'm trying to make sure that you understand this year that track records are bullshit. Win-loss, pointless. Every trade is independent from the next trade, from the next trade. You do what the stock is doing while it's doing it and do your best whilst in it. So, what I want to be doing more of in 2026 is answering questions. Don't be afraid to ask me questions. That's why I'm here. I spend 4 hours a day in here, minimum. And most of the time, I'll put my one or two trades on and then I'm good. I live the mantra make a day's pay. I don't go away, but make a day's pay and go away. Make a day's pay and go away. You don't have to keep pushing. You don't have to overtrade. You don't have all those negative things about staying in the casino. It's the same thing here as far as trading, right? The longer you stay here, your brain, you're not going to be able to sit here staring at the screen without wanting to do something. And you're going to finally do something irresponsible. And that one trade creates another irresponsible trade, because if you lose on the trade that you know you shouldn't have put on in the first place, then what's your next thought? Oh man, I better get out of here before I make it worse. Nope. You're going to put another trade on to try to make back the one that you just lost on. And then if that one doesn't work, suddenly those two losing trades just ate away at your day, where if you had just walked away, you'd have been better off. So going through 2026, I want to debunk a lot of the stuff, the idea that of the watch lists, of the track records, of the win rate. It's all bullshit, my friends. All of it. You can sit here and trade the same stock all day, every day. You got a stock. I want to give an example of my friend Eric, who's been with us for the last 5 years. The dude trades Affirm. He trades Palantir every day, killing it. He trades the Qs, Affirm, the Qs, Affirm, the Qs, Palantir, because that's where he's at. He uses the trades that we showed him, the setup that we showed him. He waits and stalks those trades. So going forward now, right, as we're about to embark into another earnings report season, that's where my VWAP trades and the gap reversion trades work even better. So make it your mission to understand what this thing looks like, and understand that when the trade doesn't work, you get out. There is no such thing about being stuck in a trade. Bull markets, you get paid sometimes for being irresponsible by holding the overnight when a stock has gone against you. Oh, well, maybe it'll go up tomorrow. And then you're right. And you're like, oh, good thing I held it. Most of the time, it will get worse. But I want everybody to become day traders first. And if there's something like a VICR that comes along, you'll know, because I'll tell you, this one's different, friends. Don't trade it, own it. So today, and again, this is, I'm just getting a kick out of the market today. I really am, being up 700 points. And we're having one of the biggest up days in the Dow Jones, right in the face of every bear, right in the face of every Trump hater. You know who shorted the market last night? Every Trump hater across the planet, you know, and that was their motivation. I hate Trump. He thinks he's an imperialistic king now. Fuck this guy. This market's going to crash tomorrow. What a jerk. And they're getting owned because they let their emotion dictate what they're doing. And for us, it's the same day as every other day. So I like this year to be the year where I know we've got sometimes 250 people, sometimes 300 people in the room, and I got 6 of you asking questions. I know somebody's got to have more questions, right? Ask. Because let me tell you something. The one trade I did put on today came out of a question about what do I think of the name. And here it is. So what do you think about QBTS? I was like, that looks pretty damn good. I'm going to get involved. Limited risk. And now I'm good. And I've been sitting here doing absolutely nothing since. So, oh, I'm not a Trumper. I'm not a Trumper. I'm just for imperialism. By the way, my kids are Republican. We're a Republican family, right? We're just, well, I don't want to get into that whole thing. Yeah, we're not Trumpers. I just like imperialism. I think America should be the British Empire of the 1800s, 1900s. I think the sun should never set on the American Empire. Oh yeah. Yeah, but let's not talk about that. I have a question. I heard you say that you should only send limit orders, but I don't get capturing the spread. Say the Qs are at 6.20.30 and currently have a spread of 21 cents, which they rarely don't. The Qs rarely have a 21-cent spread. Hold on a second. There is really never a day where the Qs have a 21-cent spread, unless you're talking about options. Well, the limit order, that's a good question. The Qs never have a 21-cent spread, so I think maybe you should use a better example. But the reason I use limit orders are mostly for options. Oh, I'm no fan of the person, my friend. I don't want to get into this conversation. No, I despise this dude. I like conquering other nations. That's all. I told you it's a weird conversation. Yeah. Anyway, but spreads, yeah, limit orders are the best way to go, especially if you're trading options, right? Yeah. For instance, I think maybe you're talking about QQQ options, right? Even here, you only got 2 cents, 1 cent. Right. But I don't know I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what the question was, but I don't get capturing the spread. Well, if you're trying to capture the spread, you're bidding in. So let's say you want to buy the Qs, you send a limit at 620.17, hoping for a pullback. I think that's maybe what you're trying to say. There's there's never been a 21-cent spread on the Qs. Look, it's 1 cent. Even when it's volatile, there's really the most I see it is 3 or 4 cents. Even the options, that's why at the money. The only reason I send limit, especially with options, is because they'll open up the spread on certain options. That's why Q's options are great. Trading the Q's is great because there's less of that stuff that goes on. Yeah, you got to get a better platform, brother. I don't even know what I'm looking at right there. Wait a minute. 62,000. I don't even know. I don't know what that is. the decimal point's in the wrong place. Yeah, I don't even know what that is. I tell you, I don't even know what I'm looking at here. 62014.0, 62035. Maybe because you are trading overseas or something and they're robbing you. That's kind of what it sounds like. I mean, they're not giving you the true market, which is, yeah, I mean, that is kind of part of it. You're not getting true market. Get a better platform. They're ripping you off. But to elaborate on that, right? So for instance, what I do like doing, considering I'm always selling on the way up, is I will offer out. So for instance, if you're buying QBTS, which let's see if QBTS, yeah, I mean, even this stock has a 1 cent spread. So when I get in, so let's say I want to bid in, I buy it 03, bang, I'm in. So now I go on the offer. I could sell it on the offer. Offer, bang. Yeah, I just made $3. See what I just did right there? See how quickly I did that trade? And that's sometimes I do trade that quick. But see how I just bought it on the bid and then I jumped on the offer? I traded so fast you didn't even see it, right? Just made $3. That's called capturing the spread. So you're buying, when you're in the ebb and flow of the name, you get on the bid, they hit your bid, and then you go on the offer, and if that momentum kicks in, they buy it from you on the offer, you capture the spread. So the stock didn't really move anywhere, but I just made some money because I just bid in, offered out. I hope that answered your question. I think that what you just showed me is just a bad platform, and they're robbing you, literally. But keep asking questions. Yeah. Hang on, let me go refresh my tea. And I hope you guys are noticing this market is ripping still. I mean, we haven't stopped going up since the open. What about options? What do you see on the option platform? Wait a minute. Well, first of all, are you trading in the United States? Because that might be it. I mean, yeah. So there's something to it. Somebody was telling me even a worse story than something about. I forgot what he said, but I was like, oh my god, it makes it impossible to trade. They don't let them out a certain. I don't know. I forgot what it was. I can't really explain it because I don't remember the whole story. But there's yeah, that it's probably a governmental thing. I don't know, but I think you could get you can get United States platforms. As a matter of fact, I know you can. Why don't I send you to my friend? Well, they're not my friends anymore, but the company called Trade Zero is global. So what you're looking at on my screen is called Lightspeed. I'm not sure if you can get. I know Interactive Brokers, I believe, is global. Trade Zero, I don't like recommending them to anybody because I'm not friends with them anymore. But it's a global platform, and you get the market makers. It's a pretty good platform to trade. Maybe we kiss and make up. Holy mackerel! Alco is at $60. Yeah, 70 cent spread. Yeah, stop trading. 70-cent spread. So wait, your 620 calls are $1 offer, 30 cents bid. How's that possible? The January 5th expiration today that I'm looking at are 88 by 90. You got 112 by 188. But whatever the case, Qs, that's why we trade the Q options. There's usually a 1 cent spread. They're awesome. So look at the January 5th today, 620 calls right now. They're 94 by 93 by 94. You're killing me. Shit. Yeah. Stop. I'm sorry. I started talking about imperialistic nations. Move on. It's okay. We're all friends in here. But I think, wow. I think they're freaking robbing you. I wonder if there's got to be more to that, man. That's fucking crazy. I wonder if they're trading. So tell me, what do you have? Oh boy. The 69. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I wish I had more answers for you. It's got to be it could be the pound sterling thing. I don't know. Here, so look at my screen right here. You got the these are the 620 calls I'm talking about. $620s for today. If they're not based in US currency, it's also you're going to get different pricing, but the spread should not be that wide. How do you know the price target? Thank you. Price target on what? I'm talking to you, Mr. Internet. The Tang. Price targets? You mean on any trade? Well, that's a big question, but I'll answer it as best I can. Price targets are really based on what you're going to do when you're in a stock, right? There are certain times where, like this AMD short, where you couldn't have been better, right? So if you're a shorter of AMD today, right, you know that we like to short stocks that are gapped up, because gapped up stocks usually have some sellers out there because people are taking advantage of the gap. Blue line, orange line. When your orange line's below the blue and you're a shorter, that's one of your targets. But you're doing things in the middle here. So what I teach is that you want to trade the market mechanics and the prices of significance. So what does that mean? It means that a $200 stock tends to trade in 2.5 point increments because that's how they do it. That's how they work. So if you're shorting a stock, for instance, at 231, your first target is still 230 because you want to make money. So if you're shorting a stock at 231, at 230, that big fat number, 230, you're going to take some profits. And the way to become a profitable trader and remain a profitable trader is to trade exactly as I'm explaining right now. Let's say you short 600 shares. When it hits 230, right? You cover a little bit. And then it doesn't matter what happens next. Your target, and again, this was the fun part. You shorted something at 231. You covered some at 230. You know what your target is now? Zero, right? Because if you're short something, you're hoping it goes to zero. Obviously, you know it's not going to zero, and you know the prior day VWAP is not. I'm not. I was going to say your ultimate goal. You know that stocks tend to trade from today's VWAP to what we've created called multiple time frame VWAP. So when you have momentum in that direction, you've got your reason to short it, right? And where it's going. But it's about what you're going to do on its way there and then what you're going to do when you're wrong about where you thought it was going to go. You following me, guy or person? So when a stock breaks 230 and you're like, ooh, I just locked into some profit, then you put a stop at VWAP because you don't want to, because it's still close to VWAP, right? And you're placing your stop at the VWAP. And you're also going to use a prior high candle because if it breaks back above a prior high candle, you're more inclined, well, the stock is more often going to reverse on you and you don't want to be involved. But if a stock breaks 230, think of it this way. 227.50 should be next. So that's your next goal is 227.50, right? Then it gets to 227.50. And then what are you doing? You cover some more right there. Even though your target, I think I might have lost you, but if you're still there, say hello. Hi. So, the reason this is one of the best trades of the day is that it was perfect. It made sense. And this is when I say something's made sense. Gapped up stocks tend to find some sellers, right? And the sellers showed up. VWAP confirms your belief. And then you cover on the way. So, for instance, there was a trade of, I don't remember what it was now, but I was like, hey, this trade looks decent. It's not, it's SOXL, right? So earlier, we saw this going on. Somebody said, hey, what do you think about SOXL? I said, this looks like a buy. But it doesn't matter if I'm right or wrong because I do know a few things. And knowing, it's funny, this knowing is half the battle. I think that's G.I. Joe. Was that G.I. Joe? And knowing is half the battle. Knowing, because it's not too often that you do know things in the market, right? Everybody's guessing. But what you do know, you take advantage of it, right? So somebody was saying, hey, VWAP, the SOXL's getting to VWAP. She'll be buying it. I'm like, buy it and find out. You don't know it's going to go up, but this, because it had the fake out shakeout already, what you do know is if, let's say you buy it at 50.15, you know if you're wrong, you're selling half of it there and the rest of it there because then it could roll over and die. And it turned out to be a fairly decent trade. You bought it here. And then if you want to know targets on the way up, I like to look at the candle highs from where things came. So that was one of our targets, right? So it hit it, and that area became resistance, became resistance, became resistance, became resistance. But this whole time you sold some here and you're waiting to see if this consolidation breaks to go back to the high. And in this case, it rolled and then broke VWAP, and now the trade's over. So with each trade, it's the same exact trade. If there's a VWAP lending you, giving you a helping hand, saying, hey, we're probably going to go here, that is your target. Otherwise, you're trading it based on what the stock is doing and what you're going to do when it breaks the trend that you're in. You follow? So I guess I'll hang out a little bit longer. I didn't even think I was going to make it till 12 o'clock today. Let me just refresh my cup and take a couple more vitamin C's and shoot some steroids into my eyeballs. I'll be right back. You still talking about that stuff? Come on, y'all. Half of my friends are waving Trump flags and they got them on the backs of their boats. My friends' kids wear Trump t-shirts. And then I've got my best friends. They go to the No Kings rally. They go to every anti-Trump rally there is. They can't understand that I even own guns. Hey, man, it's all right. I got people. I have friends that are repulsed of my. They're repulsed by how many weapons I have in my house. I have friends that can't believe I even have a pickup truck. They're so liberal. What kind of Jew drives a pickup truck with a knife under the seat? What's wrong with you? And those are real conversations. I have, and we're still best friends, but they're repulsed. They hate my truck. They hate my guns. They hate a lot of things about me, but we're best friends. And I can't stand the fact that they go to every fucking rally there is. I would never go to a rally. But seriously, yeah, come on. We all coexist in here, man. It's about the money. It's always about the money in here. That's what makes it fun. Oh, man. Some of my Jewish friends are like, wait a minute, you fish, you own guns, and you have a pickup truck? What kind of Jew are you? I'm like, in Israel, you're born with a a fully automatic weapon in your hand. I mean, what are you talking about? Anyway, let's just talk about VWAP. I'm sorry. I talked about being an imperialistic psychopath. I invited this conversation. But the bottom line is we could all have our opinions about that shit. That's why VWAP doesn't lie, right? It always remains the same. That's why I love it. Seriously, you should have seen the look on my friend's face when I drove up on my big freaking Ram truck. They said, man, Jersey really corrupted you. I'm like, what are you talking about? I need a truck to drive my kids back and forth to school. And then he said, are you gonna put a shotgun in the window too? I'm like, if I could, I definitely would. That's like, they have fucking rules. Of course I'd put a shotgun hanging up on the freaking back window of my truck. If I was able to have a rocket launcher on the, I got the freaking roll bar on top of it. I got a freaking macked out freaking Ram. Anyway, oh, it hurts to laugh. I hate all of you right now. Oh, my ribs. Come on, man. Look at it all as a comedy. Ooh, Rivian. By the way, shout out to the Rivian. Shout out to the Rivian. Somebody was saying that this was their favorite stock, and I was like, are you insane? And then I looked at this chart. I'm like, I guess I was wrong. I mean, incredible. I actually don't hate their trucks. The front grille is that right? I think it's had the easy money, but if you're talking about intraday, intraday, you got to hang in there because you got a little bow and a little show. You're above VWAP. I wouldn't sell it. If you're swinging it, it's already had a really nice trade. But I'm sorry, and for some reason the chat room was frozen. I think you guys were asking some good questions. I missed a lot of them. By the way, the line of the day is Donazuela. Come on, we're living in it's a simulated reality, man. Relax. And the thing is, whatever I've said today, you guys know I believe that, right? Now, doesn't that put it all in perspective? You think I'm joking. That's why VWAP and trading makes so much sense to me. Because I believe the whole the whole kit and caboodle that we're involved in is some sort of simulated reality. I think I'm in a pod somewhere. Ignorance is bliss, man. I'm just trying to have as much fun as I possibly can. That's why I hate being sick. Sick ruins the reality. Hey, you know what? A lot of the QQQ stocks are starting to give up gains. Are we going to short the Qs? Oh, dear God. Did I just say shorting the Qs out loud? I think I did, Johnny. I'm in. I'm short the Qs. Can't stop me now. All right. What are we going to do about it? All right. I'm short the Qs now. 619.39. Now I can't do anything about it. Ryan's buying puts. All right. I hope it works. Tight stop. I'm not even giving it. Usually I would give it a lot more room, but I'm doing something a little bit irresponsible, an anticipation trade. Normally I'd wait for the break, then the test. Just shorted it here. I'm already losing money, but I'll give it right there, kind of where it double topped and rolled. Very tight stop. I don't want to lose money shorting the Qs. Plus, that would ruin my track record. Well, then again, I did fucking have a shitty day on. I was thinking today was the first day of the year. I was going to say my track record is flawless. I'm 1 for 1. I could just stop right here. I say I'm 100% for 2026. All right, I think I made a mistake here already. See, and again, what's the mistake? Usually I wait for the VWAP break and test from underneath, but I did a little anticipation, and at least it's only going to be $100. And I'm already chalking this one up as a loss. That was a bad trade already. But give it some time. Wah, wah. No, I mean, Apple was going negative, AMD's negative, Nvidia's negative. Come on. Come on. Let's give me a couple bucks to the downside here. You could have your Qs back. All right, so we're past it now. Everybody's okay. I knew I should. I knew I shouldn't have started that conversation. Oh man. Yeah, let's talk about that. Anybody see Richie? Let's talk about Ford versus Ferrari. If you haven't seen that movie, I've seen the movie like 15 times now. It's so well made. It is so good. I love it. I watch Trading Places. That movie still does it for me, man. It every scene, and it goes by in 2 seconds. That Trading Places is one of the best movies ever made. It's so good, and it's such an accurate depiction of that one trading scene. Is so real, so good. Screaming, sell, sell. Except that he became really savvy too quickly. He was talking about, yeah, the guys out there, they're already long those contracts. Like, how does he even know that terminology? It was like day one. I can understand when he's saying they're panicking, but he's like, they're already long the pork belly's contracts. I'm like, how do you even know that phrase? Come on. Mr. Valentine sets the price. Did you ever notice that Morty and his brother were outside, homeless, in Coming to America? It's an awesome follow up. Yeah, who told me to short the queues here? This was irresponsible. Yeah, shorten the queues. I told you I wasn't going to short the queues, and here I am. Damn it. Damn it, Jim. Well, before I forget to put my own freaking trade back on like I did last time, hold on a second. Boop, 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 boop. Oh my God, yeah. We were playing that song New Year's Eve. Yeah. Oh, Billy Ray. All right, I'm back in the green. Look how sick that move was, right? They just came, ow! They tried to get us out of that trade. Now, hopefully, we just held that little pain. Now we make the gain. And now, if I'm right, I'll add to the position. Looking good, Billy Ray. Oh, know what else I was watching? Speaking of trading places, Coleman was whose assistant in what movie? One hint: there's a whip involved. And I watched both of those movies. Which the second one doesn't. You can't not love those movies. Coleman was in this movie. He was the assistant to. He was an archaeologist with a whip. There you go. I watched Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and then I watched Temple of Doom also. Anam Shaba, Anam Shaba, Anam Shaba, Anam Shaba. Galimar. I'm not kidding. I think I watched about, got to be 8 or 9 movies. Just sat on the couch watching movies. Galimar. Anam Shaba. Come on, Q's. I could take my $1 profit. $1. Speaking of trading places. Uh-oh. I'm up $5. Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, come on. Extra bonus points. Denham Elliott. Impressive. Yes, below 16,908. That would be sweet. But I think we just got screwed. Oh, thought we had it. Damn it. So other than that, also, I'd like to remind you that UVXY, which is one of my only swing trades on, I'm up 30 points on the short. Thank you very much, Kenny. Whenever they do the reverse split, remember, just short 200 shares next time. Right? You make yourself $6,000 or more. Free money, baby. Don't forget to take the UVXY money. I mean, it's still going to probably go down. I don't want to keep shorting it now that it's fallen 50% already. It's probably going to keep going down. But inevitably, whether it be 18 months from now when it's back to $6 or $8 and they reverse split it, and then we get some volatility, come on, baby. One time. One time, baby. Break it. Come on. How about a big, fat, red 3-point candle right now? Anybody got any good movies to watch? Anybody watch the new Avatar movie? Oh my God, I watched Sisu too. Yes. Except Merle from Mayor of Kingstown is the Russian guy. I couldn't not think of him as Merle from Mayor of Kingstown. So it kind of like took away from the whole thing. Frankenstein 2025. Well done movie. Very good. Loved it. Very good. Weapons. Creepy. Good. I liked it. I was expecting something completely different. That was cool. Yeah, Mobland was all right. I like Pierce. I like Tom Hardy. I think they were trying too hard in that show, but yeah, it's pretty good. That was more of a TV show. Yeah, it's all right. What was the movie where there was a bunch of gangs, British guy, and there's some kids. He's in some alleyway and kicks the shit at all these kids. I was watching that again. I forgot what that was. I want to like Peaky Blinders. I can't get into it. I tried twice. It's like that. Certain shows I want to like. Like I tried to like Severance. I don't. I can't get into it. I tried smoking weed and watching it. It's kind of like Pluribus, right? Something about Pluribus, I like it. There's a lot of deeper meaning there. It's all right. I liked it. Oh, Slow Horses. That's with that other dude in it. Who I love that actor, right? Wait, Slow Horses. That's a CIA stuff, right? There you go. Fucking A. All right, I'm covering a 50 share lot of those cues right there. I covered 50 shares for you. Well, no, but who's the guy? It's Gary Oldman, right? Slow Horses. Oh my God, Friends and Neighbors is awesome. Yes. Yes. Oh, I got to watch Slow Horses then. Yeah, I didn't give it a shot. I'll get into it. My wife's watching the other one, Taken. Pretty good. I watched one or two of her CIA stuff. Yeah, Tom Hardy rocks. I love that dude. All right, I just covered 20% of my Q short just for good luck. Come on, baby. Oh, my wife and I got so old. We have closed caption on everything now. Is Slow Horses 20 years ago? No. Oh, it's a remake. Oh, I didn't know. I had no idea. Here we go, baby. Push it through, baby. I'm 2 for 2 on for 20. Well, I keep thinking this is the first day of the year. My track record is flawless now. 2 for 2 today. Let's go. Join my service. The thick of it. No, never heard of it. Hey, I think we're onto something here. Come on, follow through. Let's just drop 3 freaking points now. Make it easy. How about that? How about you make it easy on us? Just give it up. Let's see. So here, where's my friend asking me about targets, right? Oh God. Oh, sorry. It's not about the target now, right? So I'm in a profitable trade. I've taken something off. The only thing I care about now is not losing money, right? So I put a stop on now at 619.28. I'm locking into my profit, right? So now my next target, if I have to choose targets, I look for the bottoms of candles from whence we came, right? So I'm going to go, we're in this mess right here. Look at that right there. There's that's 618.50. So I'm looking for 618.50, and then we're in here. Then I can start dreaming big that we're going to get another dollar. And then my ultimate goal would be full blown reversal, which would be sick. I doubt we're going to go down 5 points right now, but hey, this is how it starts. Remember, hey, that short on Friday didn't. I didn't feel confident about that at all. And meanwhile, it turned out to be this rip down. Oh my God, I watched the Star Trek movie with the whales again. Now that movie's cheesy, but I love Star Trek. Yes, nuclear vessels. Chekhov. That movie was silly. And then I watched the other one where they discovered warp drive. But has anybody survived 2 seasons of Severance? Everybody I know tells me I got to go back. Oh, you know what I went back to watch? Shrinking. It's a fun show. Harrison Ford's great. You guys know Shrinking? You know, it's all a bunch of psychiatrists, and they all have their own problems. I just love Harrison Ford. But what's the show that I'm thinking? Colin Farrell's in it, and there was some store. The guy pulls a knife, and he just knocks the knife out of his hand. And he starts kicking the shit out of all these kids. It wasn't Snatch. It was kind of like Snatch. Forgot the name already. Oh, Sugar's a whole different thing. That was a good movie. The Gentleman, Close. That's the one where they have the weed farm, right? That's a great movie. Oh no, you're right. You're right. It is The Gentleman. Very good. You're right. Yes, yes, the coach. Yes. Yeah, I turned it on right at that scene I started watching. Yes, The Gentleman. I'm doing something else. You're right. Good call. Yes, then that's the other Colin Farrell movie. Yeah. Look at you. Whoa. All right, I'm covering my short. I don't want to let it go back above VWAP. So let's see. 16. I'm lower my stop. Right to 69.07 now. Oh, Tulsa King is just it's so great, but man, it's cheesy. I mean, really, he puts together a crew, a bunch of potheads, and come on, the guy from what was that show from Guilfoyle? He plays the pot guy, and that he plays the nerd. It was the Robin Hood guys, and they had this computer company. This guy fucks. If you haven't seen that show, Silicon Valley. Now that was an amazing show. This guy fucks. We were saying that for months. Oh man. It turns out he did. He had the hottest girlfriend. Oh my god. So funny. When he's in the Uber and it drives him into the freaking shipping container. Oh, all right. Well, I'm glad this QQQ short's working. I think I'm going to fade out right now, my friends. My head's starting to pound again. I'm glad I made it this far. Very nice hanging out with you. I'm sorry I got into the politics. I know it rubs everybody the wrong way. You can't win. I apologize. I'm sorry. We won't do that too much. I do have political, my wife hates when I talk about this also. It's unhealthy. Let's go back to just not giving a fuck. And speaking of that, I want to show you a video from when the internet used to be a lot of fun. And I just covered some more cues, 60, 18, 50. Where's my target guy? Targeting, stay on target. Stay on target. What movie? You better know that one. Come on. Stay on target. All right. I just covered 16, 18, 52. All right. I got 100 lot. Now I'll let it breathe. Now I'm not even going to let it go back above VWAP, right? So now I'm going to use this. I'm going to just go 1601, lock in an extra nickel, whatever. If we're right, it's going to continue to go down, but now I can't lose money. All right. Stay on target. Exactly. But I want to show you a video from when the internet used to be fun, around 17 years ago. There was a comedian I knew. I didn't know him personally, and it's just such a great video about life. Let me play it for you. Hold on a second. It's not safe for work, so you might want to lower your speakers if your coworkers are around, especially Sharon from HR. Oh wait, what's HR's name? What's solid caller? Susan, Sharon? No, you don't know. Oh, the Penguin. Yeah. Ooh, deep, dark. I love that show. Oh my God, they won't let me play it. Stop it. Oh, it's age restricted? All right, this is worth waiting for. Hold on a second. No, I didn't do. I haven't gone on TikTok. I just been. I don't got the energy level up. I like to be standing when I do those things. Now, how can I play this so you guys can see it? All right, hold on. Let me try to do this for you. This might take a second. It'll be worth your wait. All right, the screen should have went off for a second, right? All right, don't anybody panic. And if you made some money on the QQQ short, don't let it become a loss. They're coming for you. It's worth it. Wait for it. Oh, baby. All right, so what should I go watch now? Give me something new and exciting. Hello. All Her Fault. Yes, sir. That was pretty good. Did that one too. Very good. One Time in the West. Is that the one? Ways to Die in the West. That comedy one? Are you thinking of saying? Black Rabbit. Good. Mobland saw it. Yep. The Diplomat. CIA sounds like the CIA thing. Like the Black Jackal or the Jackal. That Jackal was pretty good. Black Rabbit was great. I can't get this to work on the Hit the Bit site. Wait a second. Oh, there it is. Now, if you could hear this, it'd be awesome. Let's see if this works. There's a long way to get to this point. Hope it's worth our while. If this works, I'd be impressed. Tried so hard to get this thing to work. When the internet used to be fun.
Are you stressed because of work, family, or relationship problems? Are you tired of focusing your time and energy on projects and activities without seeing any positive results? Do you feel like you have the weight of the world crashing down on your shoulders? Well, we have just a solution for you. Try not giving a fuck. Not giving a fuck improves your quality of life significantly by drastically reducing your capabilities of giving a fuck. Scientists have proven that the average human being gives 60% too much of a fuck about most daily activities. Why worry about your finances, your health, your reputation, and the well-being of your friends and family when you can simply not give a fuck about those things? You'll be able to do things that you never thought possible, such as growing a mustache, wearing sweatpants in public, peeing on children, then yelling at their parents for trying to stop you, having hookers for lunch every day, masturbating with stolen cheese, and much, much more. Why give a fuck when you cannot give a fuck? Just listen to these testimonies.
I used to like Chinese food, but now I don't give a fuck.
Last night I drank 2 pints of gasoline and swallowed a whole box of birth control pills. For a couple hours I actually thought that I was Patrick Swayze. Not giving a fuck is awesome.
You want some of this, bitch?
No, you don't give a fuck.
You want some of this, bitch?
No, you don't give a fuck.
You want some of this, bitch?
Just say you don't give a fuck.
You don't give a fuck.
Okay, never mind. Beware of imitators such as Not Giving a Shit, Not Giving a Cunt Suck, and Nick Nolte. Call now and get a free picture of this guy, who clearly does not give a fuck. Start not giving a fuck today, because seriously, who gives a fuck? Side effects may include daily wake and bakes, chronic masturbation, lack of motivation, and Marlon Brando.
I saw that dude live like 20 years ago. By the way, that's me in the picture with the mullet. I want to do that video again and just do a whole thing about trading, because you trade and you try not to care. You do better. You just play by the rules. Don't worry about it. No fear of missing out. No fear of losing money. You know what you're doing. Do the best you can and live the best life. And of course, drones. You guys love the stock ONDS, right? Come on, it's one of Don Corleone's. This thing is it's a beast every day. And I think it is breaking out again. Hells yeah. Hells yeah. All-time highs for ONDS now. Okay. And that will be that. All right. I'll be back probably around 3 o'clock. It's sleepy time for Kenny now. House of Guinness. Oh, my wife watched that one, yeah. She liked it. Diplomat. Hun. I can't even yell from the other room. All right. Glad I was able to push through for a couple hours here. Enjoy the rest of your day. I do really appreciate it. I'm really sorry I started the conversation about imperialism. It's okay. We are all friends in here, my friend. We all have different opinions about everything. Don't let that get in the way of what we're doing in here. Okay? Sorry. See ya. Later, Internet. I'll see you guys tomorrow.